Superstars on either end of the floor. It is going to go down to the wire. The King, wide open in the corner, opens the door, boom! We'll try and get more as Jack McVeigh. Wow. And he's fired.
Webster from outside.
Big hit there.
As well, they get it to Jackson, Cartwright. He doesn't muck around.
Alley-oop. Rockington left wide open.
Rockington's led the way for the Breakers all afternoon.
Hello, welcome to Event Finder Stadium. Friday night hoops, the New Zealand Breakers taking on the Cairns Taipans. Not quite the season for either of these teams that they envision. The New Zealand Breakers will have one last crack at it in the Ignite Cup final for $400,000 of the Cairns Taipans. Well, the road ends here, and they pack up and they get ready for next year, not without a big signing on the way. Damon Lowry, as we get ready to crack into yet another NZ contest.
Phoenix, my man, yeah, we made it, man. We got through. One more game for the New Zealand fans. Hopefully the Breakers can finish on a high note. We saw the game they lost to Adelaide when they had it, both hands around it, and they let it slip. So hopefully they can make amends.
On that game, it sums up the season for New Zealand. We've seen them so good at times, taking it to the top of the table, and we've seen them losing to the cellar dwellers.
If only we had $1 for every time they blew a game that they probably should have won. They're having all of off-season to think about that kind of stuff, but this is how you know. It's all about how do you finish the season. PJC basketball players, they love the game, so we'll see how they go.
PJC put him to the sword as he has all times throughout the year, but it feels yet again, as it was last year, that he's had to put this team on his back far too many times.
The president, it's the last time I get to call my man president of the Little Big Man Society, and those little shoulders, he has carried a heavy burden. He had his mate Sam Mennenga get hurt. He's back tonight, which is good. He had Rob Baker II get hurt. Isaiah Brockington had some up and down forms throughout the year, but Parker's been consistent for the whole season.
The off-season begins on Monday for the Breakers after the Ignite Cup final, and that signature of their leader, the heart and soul of this team, PJC, will be item #1 on their off-season checklist, as well as the signature of this man who's set to become a free agent, the superstar Sam Mennenga, just 24 years old, returns here after missing the last 6 games after fracturing his wrist in what was a horrible incident. Lucky that that's all he came out with, but what a time to come back with the Ignite Cup final coming up on Sunday.
And Sam didn't even know his wrist was fractured. He kept playing. He subbed out, came back in, finished the game. Scans later proved that he had a fracture. It's good to see him come back because he could shut it down, but that's not what he's about. He wants to get some of that cash as well.
Damon, I was wondering why you had watery eyes, and I realize it now because this is the last time that you will get to commentate your favorite player in the league, soon to be an NBA lottery pick, Kareem Lopez.
El tiempo último. I said the last time. Bienvenido de nuevo. I said, welcome back, Kareem. Yeah, man, we got NBA scouts in the building once again to watch this man do his work. Because next time we see Kareem, he's going to be shaking Adam Silver's hand.
What about the Cairns Taipans, led by Adam Ford? Will this be his final season at the helm of the Taipans? We don't know. We'll find out a lot more as it goes on, but they took it to United and just went down. It's a bit of the story of their season as well. Close, but no cigar.
Close only counts in hand grenades and horseshoes. And I'm hoping Adam Ford is back next season. He's the reason that Jack McVeigh is there in the first place, along with Rain Smith. I think he's resurrecting the career of Mojave King. I feel like Ford is the man for that job.
Well, Jack McVeigh signing is probably a good indication that the players are on good terms with their head coach, because the $1 million man is back in his mutual option.
I mean, who walks away from $1 million? I know you've probably done it in the past.
No, I've done it.
In these day and ages, guys don't walk away from that kind of dough. So now Jack loves basketball. He loves what he can do in Cairns, face of the organization. He brings a legitimacy to the entire joint, so it's good to see Jack coming back.
Let's circle back to that man on screen right there in Adam Ford, because a lot of it's a contentious call right now whether he returns as the head coach next year. They're 9th on the ladder. He's had 9 wins and 23 losses, similar in some previous years, but again, they've been riddled by injuries, so it's very hard to judge him as a coach.
I feel like he was coach of the year a couple years ago. He has not got any, you don't forget how to coach, but like you can only coach with what you got. And he's been dealt a terrible blow. Same with a lot of other teams in the league.
Sorry, mate?
A little bit tougher for him as well. He had an import change before the season even started. Sam Wardenberg goes out. I mean, there's only so much you can do with the bodies that he has, but I feel like he still brought some respectability to the whole thing.
Let's go courtside to Cam Glidden. Cam, the New Zealand faithful, they get a bit of a treat for the final regular season game here with some superstars back in action.
Yeah, they do, boys. Obviously, throughout the week, Isaiah Brockington goes down with injury. Ty Webster goes down with injury.
I thought I was going to get a call-up, which would have been an absolute nightmare for the Taipans. But Mennenga comes back, Karim Lopez comes back, and what a treat for these New Zealand Breakers fans to get to see him one last time before he's in NBA colours.
Thank you, Cam. We'll listen to you all throughout the game. And I'll tell you, I reckon he still could make somewhat of an impact as a knockdown shooter. You don't lose that. You keep that. The legs might not be working, and I reckon the jump shot's still there. Look at the starting fives of both teams. As we mentioned, injuries galore for New Zealand, but they do have some ends. PJC, Bairstow, Lopez, Tarangi, and the big man in the middle, Sam Mennenga, and the Taipans, Rain Smith, Statman, Andrew Andrews, who's had a really nice finish to the year, Galloway, and the $1 million man, Jack McVeigh. Damon, the final time for the Cairns Taipans this year, the New Zealand Breakers, still with some Ignite Cup action to go. Where do you sit?
I'm sitting with the New Zealand Breakers to get this win. Cairns will put up a spirited fight, no doubt, but I'm just going to go with the home team.
Great to see Rain Smith back out there in action as well. Such a promising career ahead for the young fella, riddled by injury throughout the year. PJC. Mennenga, can he get back onto the scorer's board? And one to start, picking up where he left off.
I feel like we're on the coaching staff, Felix, because do we or do we not know that play? We've seen it every single round pretty much. Normally that's Isaiah Brockington running that play coming off on his left hand, but Sam Mennenga's left-handed too. And that is an and one.
The Breakers sporting some pretty cool jerseys as well. Lunar New Year.
Whoa!
And we spoke before about, is that risk going to hinder him? And I would probably say potentially, based on that free throw that we just saw.
Oh, no, but I think he's shot there. That's not his first air ball of the season. I'm almost positive.
Smith, pressure to the backcourt. McVeigh pulls up heavily under pressure. And Bairstow will clean it up.
How many shots will Jack McVeigh turn down this game? 0.
It's always nice to go into the off-season off a big game. All players will be looking at. Never let Sam Mennenga go baseline. That is the price you'll pay.
If he feels that forearm in his back, he's spitting every single time. That's what they teach the post players.
Sam Mennenga off to a hot start. Missed the last 6 games. McVeigh aggressive early. Gets into the paint easy too. What a big signing for the Cairns Taipans. The biggest news for the Taipans since he last signed was when he re-signed. Lopez scouts in the building, goes up, can't finish. Andrew Andrews has been able to find himself in the back half of this year. Putting up some franchise best assist numbers. Oh, nice fake into the lane.
He hurked and jerked him to death. Great move by Andrew Andrews, and you're right, he has come on, played some really good basketball the second half of the season. Assist numbers are up, turnovers are down.
Sam Mennenga with the opening 6 points. Mennenga in the running for multiple awards on Monday night. Most improved, next generation. You forget that he's only 24 years old. There's Rain Smith with a nice little floater.
Yeah, we haven't seen a whole lot of Rain Smith this season, too, because of injury. This is only his, what, 13th game. And Mennenga's going to try to beat him all by himself.
Another bucket, and right now the Cairns Taipans have a Sam Mennenga problem. What a return for the big fella. 6 games on the pine with a fractured wrist, showing no signs of rust. McVeigh. Galloway tries to force his way into the paint. Nice touch.
Kyron Galloway's another guy. He's having, even though his numbers are modest, they're still the best numbers he's ever had in his young career. And I feel like there's so much more to go in his game. Hopefully he stays around Cairns as well.
Lopez, nice fake, gets it blocked. Nice pass from Andrews and a good catch by Statman.
That's just an example of some of the assist numbers. That's why his assist numbers have gone up as Parker hits one in his mid-range. Once Andrew Andrews found a balance between scoring and facilitating, he became so much tougher.
And you know what it's like to be an import in this league. It takes time to adjust to the style of basketball in the NBL, as we see a nice finish there for the man we speak of.
You got to get used to the refs. You got to get used to your teammates. You got to get used to your coach. Living in another country, all that good stuff. And Ruben Tarangi hits a 3-ball. We might have ourselves a shootout for the last round.
Oh, PJC, the thief, gets it. Is he going to give it off? No, he goes up almost. And 10th point of the game for Sam Mennenga. What a start.
Parker Jackson Cartwright in his thieving ways once again in the backcourt. You ain't never safe back there with Parker. He said, give me that.
New Zealand Breakers firing on all cylinders. Sam Mennenga, what a start after 6 games on the pine, and Cam Glidden caught up with him a little bit earlier.
Off the injury list, and you off the injury list. What happened to the 6-week injury, and how's the wrist feeling?
Yeah, the wrist is good. It's pretty much 100%. Yeah, we just decided that we wanted to make a speedy recovery, and I felt good, so we went with it.
You've been nominated for the Most Improved Player and Next Gen Award. How good does it feel to get that individual recognition, even though the team's success hasn't been where you want it to be this year?
Yeah, I mean, it's good. It's good to get that reassurance that you're on the path you want to be on, but, you know, you want those wins more importantly than any individual award.
Damon, if this game was currently being broadcast into Japan, cut the cord. End the VPN. Do not let them get a load of this man, because
You like that shot chart?
his dollar figure is going up by the minute right now.
No.
This guy's going to make a whole lot of money playing basketball, and we hope the New Zealand Breakers can find a way to open the checkbook. But what a talent at just 24 years old. And I know he scored the first 10 points of the game here, but it's what he's done, his body of work across the season. Cam, what have you got for us?
Breakers huddle, boys, and Coach Cobb not happy with the defensive intensity, seemingly allowing Cairns to walk into the paint. But fellas, Sam Mennenga's start. Could we see the first 80-point game in the NBL?
Oh, God, you spent too much time with Damon Lowry getting carried away like that. You never know. You never know. We'll keep cheering for it. McVeigh with the mismatch down low, fades away. Can't complete it.
You know, and that's
Field to fight for it.
That's an audacious shot, but we've seen Jack shoot a 3-pointer like that. That's from the top of the game. We saw him do that in the corner before. Jack was always adding shots to his repertoire.
As soon as Jack McVeigh started shooting and making one-legged threes, I think coaches decided to just put the paddle away and let him do what he wants. Lopez on the block.
Mas fuerte. I said too strong. Very strong.
I hope you did.
That's where he
Both
lives.
of our sakes.
When he's down there around the paint, been saying it all season, I don't think you can guard him. He's just too big, too athletic.
Cairns. Thank you.
Schofield fades away. Lee will pull down the offensive rebound. Cairns will get another crack at it. Rain Smith, that's what he does best, off the back iron that time.
Both teams want to finish on a high note. You know, we heard Cam say how upset Pedri Coppin was about the defensive intensity. And it would be hard to get up for a game like this, but you got to remind yourself that it's a privilege to play basketball. It can be taken away at any given moment. So every opportunity you get to play, you got to give it your all.
A lot of these players fighting for contracts as well, whether it be here, whether it be overseas. There's a lot of money in this game of basketball, and recency bias plays a big part in what you get paid. Lopez through the middle. A little gather step, and the ref will say illegal. See Sam Mennenga's quote when asked, you know, how much do you care about winning the $400,000 in the Ignite Cup final? And he said, you know, I want to win the $400,000, but it's more important to me that Adelaide doesn't win it. Speaks to the competitive fire of the big man. Andrews in the middle of the gate, pulls up, bucket.
I still think both coaches should come to half court before it starts and look each other in the eye and say, winner take all, or are you scared?
If it was up to you, they'd be fighting in a Coliseum, David. He can't get that to finish the game. It's his first miss of the ball game. Andrew Andrews tries for the miracle pass, almost got there.
Some early minutes for Taylor Britt.
Bairstow steps back. Can't rattle that one home.
And Sean Bairstow's another one, Phoenix. I feel like he really needs to kind of assert himself on the league. We saw glimpses of what he could do during the Taco Fall era, but I feel like he's that 6'8" guard that's got a lot of potential. He just needs to just tap in.
Tough drive from Andrews and a strong finish. She's the Taco Fall era, it feels like. Years ago, and of course he was contracted for this season. We thought we'd get him again. Didn't turn out. Nice hesitation dribble there from Lopez. Will draw contact and go to the line. Don't forget the throwdown coming up after this contest. It's a double-header. Melbourne United and Southeast Melbourne Phoenix in a real, as said by Chris Anstey, line in the sand game for Melbourne United. Geez, tensions are going to be flaring then.
You won't be able to swing a cat or any other small animal in John Cain Arena tonight.
I would advise swinging them even outside of John Cain Arena.
Gerbil or anything. Good luck getting a seat. It'll be sold out for sure by now. There's no way. But I agree with Chris. If the Melbourne United cannot win this one, then I just don't know what to say. I mean, they've confused us all season, the United.
But as we've seen, absolutely anything can happen. Lopez can't connect on the second. Max Darling into the game and hustling his team another possession, which is something he does so well.
And when you start looking at the roster for next season, a youngster like Max Darling, you can tell that Pedigree Copeland likes him. High energy, a good defender. He's only going to get better. I'm keeping him hanging around.
Bairstow low on the outside, front iron. Breakers applying the pressure in the backcourt. Andrews up top. Single figures on the shot clock. Barker is going to have to put it up.
Ooh, the left. Lucky Barker's played some good basketball in the last few games, hit some big shots down the stretch, earning the trust of Adam Ford.
Barker just one of those guys that's probably been a victim of there not being enough teams in Australia for him to really snake into a roster. He showed his ability. He's had some 20-point games across his career in the NBL, but playing in a position that is front-loaded with Americans is always going to be difficult. Schofield rattles it out. Alan Davison, how many times have we seen him go sky high?
He's got at least one more dunk for us, don't he?
He's teased us a couple of times. He never short of an attempt, we'll say that much.
Colin Davison is another one, 22 years of age. Future couldn't be any brighter. He's worked his way into the rotation.
Nice pass there from Andrews to Lee. Gets it swatted away by Rob Lowe. Britt tucked it under the arm. And Davison probably has the speed mismatch there on Lee and uses it. Taipans in no rush. Andrews guarded by Darling. Works. Gets to the rim, draws contact and one.
Andrew Andrews has that herky-jerky, slow to fast, fast to slow. As we check the Amy replay, he just pit-patted. Got Max Darling out of position. Got him to stand up out of the stance. Got himself to the stripe and one.
What do you think of Andrew Andrews in a Cairns Taipans jersey next year? It's going to be interesting to see how much input Jack McVeigh has on the decision-making. He mentioned in one of the post-game press conferences that that's something that he wants to do.
Well, first of all, let's back up on the Jack McVeigh having influence on who's playing. Let's not do that LeBron James stuff.
Oh, I wouldn't say it's LeBron James stuff, but I think a player like Jack McVeigh, the leader of your team, certainly has a say when he's the guy that you're going to base your team around.
Your job is I pay you to play, not to make personnel and roster moves.
Well, considering he's probably being paid more than anyone else in the front office.
But in saying that, Andrew Andrews, I'm sure would benefit.
Drive from Andrew Andrews.
I'm sure he would be better for having this year under his belt. It's been rocky for him. He wasn't the first option. Ashton Hakens was at the start of the season. But I would be open. I would be open to having Andrew come back. We have to have a conversation. As he goes to the strike for two.
The Ignite Cup coming up on Sunday, Feb 22nd. Score 50% off tickets to Sunday's Hungry Jacks NBL Ignite Cup final, presented by Disney Plus, of course. And do not miss the Adelaide 36ers and your very own New Zealand Breakers battle it out to be crowned the inaugural champions. Who's going to take home the 300K? Scan that QR code, get yourself some cheaper tickets. It's going to be fantastic, and I don't think there's many of those tickets left either, because from the reports that we've been getting, it's going to be a very, very sizable crowd.
Will be able to swing anything in there?
No, you do not swing any sort of feline or small mammal. Davison gets in, nice pass. Rob Lowe gets a bit of his own treatment there from Lee, but eventually snakes it in.
And Rob Lowe, with these extended minutes, due to some injuries, has done a better than good job.
Galloway converts. Big bucket for the Taipans. They lead by 2.
Good kick out by Marcus Lee.
Britt pushes the pace, pulls up for the mid-range. Early shot, the shot clock.
We've got some Takai Cooper music. Number 34 is checked into the game. Don't think he's played all season. We'll get Cam to give us some details on the youngster.
New bodies in for the New Zealand Breakers.
Yeah, if you're the coach, you might as well play everybody for the last game, right?
Brent steps back. Bottom of the net. Pressure from the Breakers here. Do they get it back? They can't. 10 seconds left on the clock.
Is that Rob Lowe playing full court defense?
Anything can happen at this point of the year. Andrews, 5 seconds.
Get a hand up.
Pulls up. Can't convert. And we are locked on. It's 24 apiece. The final game of the year for the Taipans. The Breakers, well, they got a little bit of hoops to play, but they got 3 quarters before they get to that. Plenty more coming up next. Welcome back. High-octane first quarter. It was Sam Mennenga to begin, and it was Andrew Andrews to finish. Sam Mennenga with the first 8 points of the ball game. He finished the quarter on 10, and Andrew Andrews currently on 13, 5 of 6 from the field. Both players refusing to let their seasons finish. Of course, the Cairns Taipans, this is all she wrote. But the Breakers, the Ignite Cup final, coming up $400,000 on the line, Damon, on Sunday. That is where you imagine their heads would be.
It's all about the cash, especially for the Cairns New Zealand Breakers. I don't know how you divide up $300,000 between 15 of you, as Cody Statman gets the 3 ball to go. Our newest Boomer.
Cody Statman, of course, announced in the Boomers team that'll head to the fever break.
We'll do our tax dollars proud.
Lopez muscles his way into the paint. How many times have we seen that throughout his 2-year tenure as a next star?
Every time Kareem hits the court, he's going to probably be in the top 5 best athletes on the floor. Maybe the top 3.
And I've said this numerous times throughout different NZ games that we've covered, but Kareem Lopez's game translates to the NBL, in my opinion, as Statman knocks in another one. Back-to-back triples, that his game transfers over to the NBA better than it does to the NBL. His slow hesitation steps, he'll be able to wait for that defender to leave the paint with the 3-second rule. I cannot wait to see this guy plying his trade over there, and I'm confident he'll be a lottery pick.
Oh, no, it's just a matter of how high in the lottery.
Cam, what did Adam Ford have to say to his troops?
Yeah, fellas, 40 was pretty happy with what's gone on in the half court, but just said this pressure that the Breakers are applying in the backcourt needs to be handled better by the boys, telling them to get to their spots quicker, and then when they get it past half court, go and attack. But to answer your question about Tukaha Cooper, who just been subbed off, he's been plying his trade in the NZNBL for a while now, keeps getting better year after year, and it's my knowledge that United were trying to snap him up to a DP deal as well, but he decided to stay home with the Breakers.
Okay.
And that's what we want to see. We want to see a lot of New Zealand locals stay home with the Breakers. That's what...
Instead of going over to the evil dark side?
The evil dark side over there on the mainland. New Zealand ownership have mentioned that's something they want to continue to do moving forward. Dylan Bouncer and Tom Abercrombie being involved in front office certainly helps that. Out of control, going to the rim is Barker. He'll draw the contact.
An ambitious shot block attempt by Sean Bairstow.
Always going to be tough to avoid the foul, although it looks like he
I didn't see a whole lot of contact at all.
He may have just done it on that occasion.
Nevertheless, Lockie gets himself to the strike. Is Lockie one of those free throw shooters that don't dribble, just catch it, shoot it?
Certainly seemed like it. I don't mind that. Keep yourself in rhythm.
He's one of those. There's not many of them in the league.
And he's a great off-the-dribble shooter as well in the open court. PJC pressured by Andrews. Will they be able to retain his signature? Will we see PJC in a Breakers uniform next year? We certainly hope so, as Lopez loses the dribble. 7 seconds on the shot clock. PJC pulls up, steps through. Get the finish with the offensive rebound. The president, Damon, of the Little Big Man Society, showing why he holds such a prestigious position.
What can he do? And if he can somehow go the route of Tyler Harvey and Illawarra and become a permanent resident, can you imagine the day that Parker's a local? It just changes the landscape of the whole organization.
Certainly does, and he's mentioned before that he loves playing in New Zealand. He loves the country. So it could become a real asset if the Breakers can hold on to it. Mennenga with another bucket. He's up to 12 now.
I'm hearing that Marcus Lee's another one that's looking at getting some permanent residency. Not many 7'1" shot blocking local guys running around.
And I'll tell you what, it's a testament to the NBL that we're seeing this. There was a while there where we didn't see imports staying for longer than a year, 2 years max, and now we're starting to see, guys, a nice finish there. Left-handed from Barker. We're seeing more guys stay and get to that permanent residency because you know what, Damon? We've seen it. You know how many NBA guys we end up having when guys stay permanent residency? They end up getting married, they get the citizenship, and all of a sudden we're competing for a medal.
They start multiplying.
The more the merrier. Jack McVeigh out of control, turn it over. Lopez working. Just so strong, working his way through the paint. He'll get to the line.
And look how easy that is. He's got the big hands, the long arms, can lead a fast break, takes his time, gets around the basket, draws a foul. He just does not play his age.
Well, the NBL has teamed up with Disney Plus to give you the chance to win one of 10 12-month Disney Plus standard subscriptions. It's good value there. Simply download the free NBL app via the QR code or at nbl.com.au/app and follow the prompts to enter. It is that easy. If you can't use QR codes by now, pack it up.
Yeah, I don't know what to tell you. If you could be anywhere, we saw last night, we saw the Illawarra finish their regular season in Tasmania on a Wednesday night. Where would you like to finish your regular season on the road? Which city?
Well, considering my proclivity to enjoy the sights and sounds of certain areas, Gilligan's in Cairns would be a nice place to round out the season.
I reckon Adelaide.
Adelaide would be good, but I know too many people in Adelaide. The good thing about going to Cairns is you can head to Gilligan's and there's a good chance it's 70% backpackers and 30% people that are running away from something. And I could just slot right in there and enjoy my night without worrying what's going to be said the next day. Timeout here, a 2-point lead to the Cairns Taipans. And I'll tell you what, Damon, sometimes games like this where neither team really has a huge amount to play for, they can end up going down to the wire.
They got their pride. At the end of the day, like they know the season's over with, but they still looking at each other going, hey, I think we're better than you. We might have lost a bunch of games, but we're not going to lose to you. So pride kicks in, makes for some exciting games.
Lopez converts on the first.
And that man right there, I want to chew his ear off at the Gazies.
Oh, hello.
I need to find out his plans from our Finnish mate, Petteri Kaupinen. Hopefully he's on the payroll again for New Zealand next season.
Well, you would imagine he's been dealt with some injuries throughout his coaching career, but everyone in the know with basketball certainly rates his IQ. McVeigh left open at the top. Schofield slams it off the backboard.
Sean Bairstow got so confused in that little action, left Jack McVeigh wide open. Dodged the bullet.
Admiral Schofield, Damon, just a guy that hasn't been able to live up to his sort of NBA pedigree throughout the year for the Taipans. They've stuck with him, and on occasion he's shown his abilities, but probably haven't got the most out of him. Baseline, Sam Mennenga. Whatever you do not let that man go baseline.
All right, listen. I can't personally guard Sam Mennenga, but I know that if you put that forearm in his back and try to body him up, he's spinning every time. And that is the work he finishes with.
If you get into a boxing fight with a guy with a strong right hook, you avoid it at all costs. And the strong right hook for Sam Mennenga is that baseline spin, and he throws that one off the glass. Bit of adrenaline running through the veins, I imagine.
He gives a fist pump to the bench. He's like, I wasn't going to be short on that one. But yeah, to Admiral Schofield, I dare say this is probably his worst basketball season where he's ever been. Like it never got off to a good start for him. He couldn't find his groove. Then I think he ended up in 40's doghouse. To his credit, he stayed positive even when he was on the bench. Good pass and another one.
Mennenga just doing it for fun now. 17 points on the night after 6 games consecutive on the pine with a fractured wrist. No signs of rust, and how good is this for New Zealand leading into the Ignite Cup final, having their superstar back and firing on all cylinders.
I mean, they gave Adelaide all they can handle without Kareem Lopez and without Sam Mennenga, but he's just a special player at such a young age, and to play with a guard like Parker Jackson Cartwright that makes your life that much easier, got to be nice.
Timeout on the floor.
I like to see Jack Andrew get some minutes too. Jack Andrew came
out the other day.
Yeah.
That's some decent time. And there's plenty of guys throughout these NBL rosters. We just have a listen here to Adam Ford.
I got it. Rain, Stat, Marcus. Got it? So again, Stat, you're going corner. Rain, you're brushing off Drew. Set this screen for Drew, but really you're circling out to get that pass. Jack set the down screen, look to slip on the rim. We'll get you going from the foul line, okay? We good? 68 on the inbound. Stay strong.
Okay, so this is all about trying to get Jack McVeigh going. Jack McVeigh right now is 2 points, 1 of 5 shooting. Hasn't had a couple of good looks, just didn't go in for him. But this play is specifically designed to get Jack on the rim, hopefully where he can draw a foul and get himself to the strike, possibly an and one. Let's see if they can execute.
And Jack McVeigh, such a headstrong player. You'll never, even when struggling from the field 1 of 5, you're never going to see it from him. He's never going to show any negative emotion. He's never going to talk down to his teammates.
Unless a teammate tries to tip in one of his made shots, and then he might have some.
Oh, then you'd have some words.
That's different, though.
That's very different. That's thievery. That's punishable by death in some countries. Andrews.
Well, the pick and slip didn't work.
And one more to McVeigh. No, Statman's already hit a couple. Decides to throw it up, and that will go to the way of the Breakers.
Yeah, that play didn't work. Jack probably could have did a better job screening it in that situation. But he didn't get a touch that particular time. But we know Jack's never going to lose faith in his ability or his work. So that's why the Breakers want to really extend this lead while Jack is subdued at the moment. Look at Marcus. You see Marcus bag up. Now you eat up the space. Now you get into his body.
Mennenga pivots around, tries to find an opening, can't. And Tarangi will step out of bounds. Well guarded by Marcus Lee.
Marcus saw what happened when he crowded him. He's going to spin off of you and dunk it. So he gave Sam Mennenga a little bit of space.
Brain Smith will peg it away. McVeigh throws it up. And a nice finish by Cody Statman.
Cody Statman is 6'8", people.
Mennenga off the back iron from outside. Brain Smith just crashing through. Disregard for safety. Four seconds on the shot clock. Bottom of the net.
Parker's mid-range J has been buttered since he got into the league.
Andrews, nice hesitation. Kisses it off the glass. Three-point game, halfway through the second term. PJC fights his way through, draws a little bit of hand action from Smith. Has PJC dyed the hair, Dave?
It looks a little bit lighter.
It certainly has a tinge of red to it that it hasn't had previously.
Did Parker want 2 shots on that?
Certainly a case you could argue for it. And he's going to get it. Connects on the first. See there, PJC, 8 double-doubles in NBL 26. Currently ranked 6th in the league for double-doubles, Damon.
Give me that stat again.
8 double-doubles this year for Parker Jackson-Cartwright, which of course is harder for a guard than it is a big when we're talking assists versus rebounds. So remarkable.
It's incredible, and he's averaging 5 boards a game too.
Andrews up top, 7 seconds on the shot clock. Guarded by Lopez, well guarded by Lopez.
Here we go, give us something, Carl.
Davison doesn't quite go upstairs, but still high enough to avoid the shot blocker.
Hey, Cam, you the GM of the New Zealand Breakers.
Congrats.
Congratulations. Give us your off-season plans, man, for the roster, for the coaching staff. What are you leaning? What would you be doing?
Oh, gee whiz, David. Mate, to be fair, I think this back in black Kiwi-centric vibe is working for him. It's just not going to work straight away. You've got Taylor Britt, who has played a lot of NZNBL, but not a lot of NBL. Got Carlin, that's the same way. You've got Rob Lowe bringing him back. It's just going to take a bit of time. But some things don't happen overnight. I'd be re-signing all the young guns, and definitely, like everyone's already saying, bring back PJC, and I've loved what Brockington's done the second half of this year too.
Sounds like a good GM.
Certainly does. Maybe a bit of the future.
Take the rest of the season off.
Cam will be coaching in the NZNBL this year as well, so Rob Lowe plying his trade on his team as well. But I think he's bang on right there. Retention is going to be key as they move towards this sort of all New Zealand lineup that is, of course, on the vision board. I think it's the right move. Get back to when the Breakers were at their absolute best, and they had superstars at Kirk Penny, Tom Abercrombie, Dylan Boucher. You can list off names all night of homegrown talent.
You got to give guys a chance to grow into the league, especially the youngsters. So I'm absolutely keeping hanging on to all those young guys.
McVeigh, can he get his night properly underway? Smith cashes it.
What a stroke. Is there a left-handed shooter person in the league that don't have a nice shot?
Tayshaun Prince had an interesting one
in the
NBA. Low fires back. PJC getting all up in Andrew Andrews. He'll fight his way through. Misses the bunny, but he'll go to the line.
Once Andrew gets his hips by you, you get on his side, he's strong. He's a powerful guard once he's going downhill. Mad at himself for missing that layup. But Colin Davidson didn't get much help on that ball screen, and let Drew get right on the rim.
Random question for you, random free throw line pondering. So when you played, who was the one player you feared that would guard you? But you woke up that morning of the game thinking, I got to deal with this guy.
Yeah. Fear would not be the word, obviously.
No,
but I know where you're going. I wasn't comfortable with Darnell Meek guarding. Darnell, 6'6", defensive player of the year, Adelaide. He just, long arms, can anticipate. D-Mac was another one who could just seem to be thinking 2 moves ahead of you. Those guys was dangerous. Didn't like it one bit.
Davison with a nice finish.
And we've seen breakers in winning positions before. Look like they're going to go into the half with some type of lead. It's Rain Smith. No bueno from the wing. Because they're going to double team Jack McVeigh, take the ball out of his hands, and make everybody else beat him.
Well, the Breakers have blown some leads this year as Davison knocks in 2 more. Up 12 against the Adelaide 36ers last time around, and end up getting pipped. Andrews turns the corner.
Good pass.
Statman, he's already hit a couple. That one's short.
The only problem with those early ball screens, nobody else touches the ball. You're getting up a shot in the first 5 seconds. You can always get back to that action. Now you're right back on defense.
Darling kicks it out to Lowe. He'll convert.
Let's go wild.
And Andrew Andrews is a very attacking guy off the on-ball. The possession is usually going to end, and that's not a knock on him. That's just the way he plays. And look at him fighting his way into the paint again. The layup's off, and the Breakers are out the other way.
It's one of those shots where I'm saying you got to make it, because if you don't, you're back on defense. You're on offense for 5 seconds. It's Colin Davidson tries to increase his 3-point percentage on the last game of the season.
Back-to-back triples for the Breakers, and they got a real stranglehold on this game right now. Danger signs in the final game of the year for the Taipans. It's getting away from them. Andrews. Taipans need a bucket, and they need one now. Galloway. 5 seconds on the shot clock. Backs down low. Gets him deep into the paint, and Lowe will grab it and almost take possession himself. Well guarded by the savvy veteran in Lowe.
Tremendous defense by the Evergreen. Can we call him Evergreen? He's out there making threes, picking up full court, playing post D, blocking shots.
We'll call him NZ Wagstaff at this point. Both of those guys just refusing to go away, and we love them for it. Galloway just thought he could bully the old veteran, and Rob Lowe, the first player to block a shot without leaving the ground.
We haven't seen the New Zealand Breakers with a 17-point lead before this early in the game. Have we seen it ever?
I think we've seen it a couple of times, and we might have seen it once where they blew the game as well. So they're certainly not sitting too confident. Hey, this is one that Damon, talk to me about this. They do oblivious game. You can't do it during the game at a timeout break, because everyone's looking at the monitor. You've got to do it pre-game, and that's where it should remain.
The oblivious police. It makes sense. Makes sense, though.
Breaker Nation, well, it hasn't been the season that they envisioned at the start.
Who's going to get the Coaches Award at the Breaker Nation, at the Breaker MVP Awards night? We already know who's going to get the club MVP. That's Parker's.
I think Max Darling could be a guy that'd be in the running for it. He's really provided some good minutes when they've had injuries. He's a guy that we've seen him. He'll dive on a loose ball. He'll get him a whole lot of extra possessions. Even the only one sprinting out of the timeout, that's always a little one. That's always one that the college coaches used to drill into. You used to have to sprint out of the timeout.
Oh!
Andrew Andrews
Give me
Nice
those.
strip in the backcourt. Euro step, draws contact. Galloway will flush it, but it won't count. Andrew's going to the line.
Andrew caught Taylor Britt being way too casual with the ball.
And right now the Taipans with 26 seconds in this first half will not be going into the locker room in the mood they went in at quarter time.
I'm going with Carter Davidson for the Coaches Award.
It'll be out of
Somebody will get back to
Max
it.
Darling or Davison.
Between them two. What about Cairns? Who gets the Coaches Award at Cairns?
Cody Statman. I would say Cody Statman's a guy that's really bounced around. You know, the Cairns Marlins. He's played a little bit, the NBL 1. And has played some really strong minutes. And you don't get put in these positions unless your coach trusts you.
I like that.
At the back end of the year. And I think he's been rewarded for years of hard work. Young Cody Statman. 10 seconds left on the clock in the half. Davison gets into the paint. We were waiting for it. We got it. Almost on the stroke of halftime.
I knew Carter had one for us. One for the road. Can we be greedy and ask for another one in the second half?
You can ask for another one, potentially with a defender in the way.
I want one when he's going off 2 feet. That's when he gets up his highest, I think.
4.2 seconds on the clock. Plenty of time for the Taipans to get a reasonable look at it and play their cards right. McVeigh draws the double, steps back 1 foot. Off the back iron, and that's all she wrote on the first half. A convincing lead to the New Zealand Breakers. But in modern day basketball, Damon, you are never safe.
Now, you're never safe, and the Breakers have shown us as we look at that replay from the high-flying Davidson. No breaker lead is safe. That's one thing we've learned in NBL 26.
Sam Mennenga with a big half for the Breakers. 17 points after missing 6 consecutive games with a wrist injury. And talk about hitting form at the right time as they head towards the Ignite Cup final on Sunday. Make sure you tune in 4:30 p.m. on ESPN. The Adelaide 36 of the New Zealand Breakers, where Sam Mennenga, who's down with Cam, will be playing his trade.
Sam, first game back from injury, obviously slowed down a lot. Touches in there, must be real frustrating.
Yeah, it's a tough life, eh?
No, seriously, mate. Like, you've obviously taken care of your body, done all the right things. That's what a professional is all about. What do you got to do this second half, mate, to come out with a win? Obviously, this doesn't change the ladder, doesn't change anything, finals implications, but obviously you want to finish this thing on a high note.
Yeah, I think just like have fun out there. We've enjoyed that first half and continue doing that in the second half, and we'll be fine.
All the best, mate.
Monster first half from Sam Mennenga and a strong first half from the New Zealand Breakers, absolutely rolling on the way to a 7-point lead. And tell you what, it is all happening at Event Finder Arena. And thanks to Bunnings, young Hoopers got closer to the action than ever before. Bunnings Courtside Access delivered epic NBL game day experiences across Australia and New Zealand, giving the next generation unforgettable money can't buy moments with every team. Bunnings Courtside Access, backing the next generation of ballers. Welcome back to Event Finder Stadium. A dominant first half from the New Zealand Breakers, who have still got $400,000 to play for on Sunday in the Cairns Taipans. Well, looking to round out their season. Probably not the way they wanted, but there's still plenty of time to go, Damon, and anything can happen.
But they always say you're only as good as your last game. And right now, the Cairns Taipans are not that good at the moment. Can they come back? Absolutely they can. But they need to get Jack McVeigh involved. He's only got the 2 points so far. So that is not the way 40 wants this season to finish in this particular fashion, but there's another 20 minutes.
Damon, we were talking pre-game and you told me Sam Mennenga has missed 6 games due to a wrist injury. He's probably going to come out slow. There's going to be plenty of rust. You expect, he probably won't score in the first half. He came out with the first 8 points of the game and he now sits on 17.
Well, everything you just said was a fabrication. That's not what we talked about. But Sam Mennenga's aggressive early. Layups. That's the one way to get your confidence up, get some easy baskets, offensive rebounds. He gets the occasional dunk. He's playing some really good basketball. And Sam is in his contract year. Everybody around the world probably knows that, so they're going to be coming after Sam Mennenga's signature. Good to see him playing a good half of basketball. 17 points on 8 of 11 shooting.
Picking up where he left off, and as you see there, we have done enough New Zealand games to know that no matter what, let anyone do whatever they want. Just do not let Sam Mennenga go baseline. As we have a look at the Blackmore stats, what a half. Efficient, dominant, he was doing it all.
That is classic Blackmore's chart action right there. 8 of 11, got the 4 boards, got the 1 dime. He doesn't need to be. We're not here to see him passing the ball that much. Just get out there, run the floor. We didn't forget about the air ball, though.
Oh,
we don't need to see any more of those.
The way it started, we thought that wrist was out of action and he was going to be hitting the pine very, very soon. But, hey, it is a double-header because one of the biggest games of the round. Plenty at stake for both teams. South East Melbourne taking on Melbourne United in the throwdown. Leonard Copeland, he used to call it the throw-up because South East Melbourne were not competitive or haven't the tables turned now. And let's welcome in Kelsey Brown and Andrew Gaze. Hey, this is a real line-in-the-sand moment for Melbourne United. They win, and we're talking about them in a very, very different context than we did before.
Absolutely. There is a line in the sand, but I asked Gazy off air, do you think this is the moment that Melbourne United turn their season around? And he said, we've been saying that for weeks. Is tonight throwdown 32? There's always plenty on the line in a throwdown, but tonight there's extra. There's standing positions. Is tonight the night that Melbourne United gets it done?
Well, they would hope so. They've got the head coach back, Dean Vickerman. He's missed the last couple of games. We had his appendix out, so he hasn't been able to function for them. So that'll help to give them a bit of a boost. But they've just been so inconsistent. Milton Doyle, we see on the screen there, he's coming off the bench now. Although his numbers are a little bit better coming off the bench, and I think Dean likes that. To me, I think they've lacked offensive consistency, and against this high-octane offense of the Phoenix, they are going to be able to They have to be able to find a way to put points on the board, and if they can't do that, it's going to be another tough night for Melbourne United.
Gazy, now, I've got some spies out there in the arena. Now, I heard rumour that you've scoffed down 2 pies and a sandwich while sitting over there. Usually you bring your own salad, my man. What's going on?
Well, I come straight from work, the mighty Sports Entertainment Network 1116 for those that want to tune in on a daily basis. But, so I haven't been able to replenish. But no, and this is one of those games you need energy. Melbourne United are going to need energy. The Phoenix are going to need energy. And so does the commentating booth. So we're going to have a bit of fun. Looking forward to it. Hopefully we get a good game, Kels.
Absolutely. He asked me for a bite of his sandwich before. That's all I got, 1 bite.
Oh, there we go. Thank you guys so much. And there is nothing more dangerous than a well-satiated Andrew Gaze. Second half coming up next. Welcome back to Event Finder Stadium and a happy Lunar New Year. Don't be fooled though, that may be a dragon, but it is Year of the Horse. Look at that, they do it very well, don't they? All these celebrations and stuff. Good on the New Zealand Breakers for celebrating. Don't scare the children though. Some very cool jerseys at play as well when you see the Breakers run out in the black and red. And let's go down to Cam Glidden to see what's happening courtside.
Yeah, boys, tough game for the Taipans that first half. Looking for the guys in the Boomers colours to step up a little bit. Rain's got off to an okay start, missed a couple open looks, need him to splash those. But Cody's been really active and looking for those two to rise for this second half, boys.
Cam, 17-point deficit. We've seen that many games that the Breakers have lost. How are we feeling about this one? Can they close it out?
Hey, I'll tell you this much. I interviewed Sam Mennenga at halftime, which you would have saw. I tried to have some fun with him, and he didn't want to hear it. He was all business, and I think that's the way they're going to take this second half.
I like it.
We don't like that. Come on.
I like it.
Come on.
Oh,
he's all business, and he's over there playing footsie with Marcus Lee.
How many people have Sam Mennenga put on a poster, domestically and internationally?
He has had some massive throwdowns throughout this season. The man we speak of up top, guarded by Lee. Finds Lopez on the low block, draws contact. Real tough proposition to handle if you get in that space.
I feel like I'm part of the coaching staff. That's the flex that they run, where Kareem has the option whether to go baseline or come up the top of the key. He goes baseline, you can forget it. It's just too big.
Lopez hit the line for two. Converts on the first.
I mean, if you're an NBA GM, what else do you need to say? Seriously. Hey, what else you need to say? The kid has done everything. He showed you the three ball. He showed you some defense. Showed you rebounding.
What'll be interesting, Damon, is that there's been a lot of eyes on Kareem Lopez, and how many of those eyes have also seen Sam Mennenga, who JaVale McGee came out and said is an NBA-ready prospect. That is some serious praise from a two-time champion who spent a hell of a lot of time in the league. Nice pass over to McVeigh. Smith, heavily guarded, doesn't matter, bottom of the net.
And there's the cash from the corner from Rain, as Cam Glidden was referring to, and I'll just respectfully correct you, JaVale has 3 NBA chips.
3?
But yeah, he got 3 of them. But yeah, that is high praise for Sam Mennenga. And like NBA, all he needs is a chance.
Lopez again on the low block, has the mismatch there, fades away. Side of the backboard. Breakers will regain possession.
Ruben Tarangi's got to know shot clock didn't reset when it's the side of the backboard.
It wasn't just Ruben Tarangi caught off guard by that, it was me as well. 13-point margin. Still plenty of basketball left to play.
Double teams coming.
McVeigh on his favorite spot of the floor. Andrews right in the face of PJC, front rim.
Surprised Jack swung that ball, even though Rain Smith was open. There's no way that Jack's pride and ego is going to let him be happy with having 2 points.
Jackson can't run, pulls up, stops on a dime bucket. And as you said, Damon, just the 2 points, 1 of 6 from Jack McVeigh. Tough to really see the Taipans competing in many games unless he puts up a solid total. Rain Smith left wide open.
As Petrie Copeland throws his hands up as if to say, how do we let that happen?
Mennenga gets an open run at it, fouled, and 1. Great body control there from Sam Mennenga.
What do you reckon Sam Mennenga's weight routine is like in the offseason? He's in the gym, a bit like yourself.
Certainly in the gym. Yeah, we're both in the gym. I think he would pick me up and throw me across the room, unfortunately.
He's got the size, he's got the muscle to be able to handle the physicality that would be in the NBA.
So he's got an NBA-ready body. I think his outside shot is probably something that... We're not sure whether it's his wrist there, because a couple of these free throws have been way off. But you'd imagine his outside shot's probably the only thing that's stifled his NBA opportunities so far. McVeigh for the nail, off the back iron. finds his way into the paint. That's a way to get your stroke going.
Yeah, it's only a matter of time. Jackson's going to come out aggressive. He does not want to lose the last game of the season.
Taipans just don't want this lead to creep out too much further. Waiting for McVeigh to find his feet as Mennenga. Another easy bucket. He's up to 21, 10 of 13 from the field.
Only one that can stop Sam Mennenga from getting a 30-piece is Frederick Carpenter.
Jackson Cartwright pulls up. Can't add to the pain for the Taipans. They're still within reaching distance. McVeigh, he'll be the man that needs to fire. Don't forget, it's doubleheader basketball this Friday night, Thursday night. Southeast Melbourne and Melbourne United, a game of epic proportions coming up. John Cairns Arena set to be a light Melbourne United line in the sand game, according to Chris Anstey, and everybody agrees. Statman, nice physical move.
As soon as he gets on the rim, nice left-hand finish. You realize just how tall he is. Like I said, he's 6'8". Can do a bit of everything. Can knock a 3-ball down and get on the rim.
Spent his college basketball at Virginia as well. Mennenga goes up, almost a nasty, nasty incident for Marcus Lee, but he was spared at the final moment.
Marcus is all laughy at halftime. We checked the Amy replay.
And you
Sam almost wiped that laugh off his face. That was close.
Marcus Lee has put plenty of people on a poster, most of which Geordie Hunter. That was a nasty one. It was the Tangerine dunk of the year, I labelled it.
What about the one he caught Will Magnay?
Well, that was a nasty one as well. It was another easy bucket. What a night. Returning from injury, Sam Mennenga and the Cairns Taipans have absolutely no answer for the 24-year-old superstar. 20-point lead to the Breakers, and at what point, Damon, there's still plenty of basketball to play, but you said the only person that could stop Sam Mennenga from getting a 30-piece is Frederick Carpenter. At what point does he say, hey, it's your first game back. You've been 6 games on the pine. Now, it was a fractured wrist, so you've probably still got your legs. You've still been able to run, but, hey, there's big money on the line come Sunday.
He'll be fine. This is like trying, this is a tune-up. 40 had no choice but to call that timeout. He watched Andrew Andrews just morph into a Spanish matador and just say, ole, let Sam Mennenga just stroll down the key.
Andale, andale. Speaking of Spanish matadors, the people who will be dressed like Spanish matadors, I don't think they wear tuxedos, do they?
The Gazies.
Been a while since I've watched that, but the Gazies coming up Monday night. Who is it going to be? Kendrick Davis or Bryce Cotton? Brian Gorgon or Josh King? Quat Noy or Angus Glover? So many of these awards, more so I reckon than any year I can remember, are hanging in the balance. The only one that you can probably lock in is John Brown III of the Southeast Melbourne Phoenix for Defensive Player of the Year. But everything else is just up in contention.
100% it is. Yeah, John Brown III is pretty much the consensus Defensive Player of the Year, especially when Bull Quall went out. When Bull Quall was in, it was a 2-horse race. But all the other awards, I feel like the most improved, I feel like I got Sam Mennenga for that one.
Now, I haven't been told, but that guy has NBA scout written all over him. They are as easy to spot as Santa Claus in a mall.
They're courtside, and they got their head down in the phone.
Surprised any of them actually watch the game. They're in the phones that much. Smith off the on-ball. Cairns need to get firing quick. 20-point margin, their final game of the year. McVeigh, 4 points to his name. Hands all over him, finds Andrews. Mid-range, on the buzzer. Good. Literally on the buzzer.
Parker Jackson Cartwright tried to come in and get the steal. Good kick out by Jack.
PJC finds his way into the paint. Off the iron. Lopez tries to tap it in. Schofield wants the ball on the low block.
But Ruben Terengi ain't the one, really. Like, Ruben Terengi got the strength of 2 men. He is no easy post-up.
And right now, the Taipans just struggling to get any real symmetry on offense.
Yeah, you wonder how much incentive Cairns Taipans are playing with right now, knowing that their season is over with in 15.5 minutes.
Well, it's always hard, and of course you've been in the position where your season's coming to an end and you might have another contract somewhere else. And there's a lot of things going through your mind, and especially when there is nothing to play for.
It's easy to say you play for pride, but at the end of the season, the last game,
especially on the road, you can get up and about in your final home game for the fans that have supported you all year, but you can imagine that's a different proposition, not only just on the road, but in another country. Lopez, what a career he's got ahead of him. Wow, nice to scoop it. A nice example of the length there. Vesta will have a go as well. That one will bounce off the rim.
oh, wow.
Admiral Schofield just unfortunately sums up his year.
Yeah, that was an ugly little possession, that one, for the Taipans. I'm sitting over there thinking, just nobody get hurt.
McVeigh recently re-signed, took up his mutual option, so he'll be back again. A fantastic second half of the year. He's had a nice find there from Andrew Andrews and a great finish from Cody Statman.
Cody Statman up to 20 points.
Still just a 15-point margin. Certainly not out of this, the Taipans, but they'll need to find something. And they'll need to find a way to stop this man.
Correction, 17 points for Cody. 3 made triples. Yeah, at some point we all know the breakers are gonna give you a chance.
Davison. Nice find there from BJC, and one of the easiest sets you'll see on the inbound.
I don't know what Carlton Davidson's career high is, but I feel like he's tracking that way. Carlton's up to 13 points on 6 or 7 shooting.
Andrews, again, just showing off that beautiful hesitation. I'd love to see him back in the NBL, hopefully for the Cairns Taipans.
He's herky.
The way that he's played in this back half of the year has been a completely different player than what we saw in the front half. And as we said before, it takes time for imports to adjust.
And imagine if he had Sam Wardenberg for 30 games and Jack.
Let's not tease the Taipans fans. Sam Wardenberg would have made a world of difference to this team, and we certainly wouldn't be speaking of them in the same ilk that we speak of them at the moment.
But Andrew, we have to ask the question, does he even want to be back here? Because he's obviously had his issues with the referees, the way the game is called over here, what he was used to in Europe. We don't know if this is a league that he wanted to play in again.
And we got people going and playing basketball in goddamn Siberia. I think he'd be pretty happy in Cairns if they could meet the right financial criteria. Andrews through the middle of the paint. Nice find on the outside. BJC puts the Jets on. Nice Euro step. Silky finish.
The man is never slow. He's got to be slow somewhere in some aspects of life.
Looks like a Chihuahua, runs like a greyhound.
If you ask him a question, would he take his time answering it? Is he slow on responses?
He's well thought out.
Nothing slow about him on the floor.
Andrews working on Max Darling. Fortunately, the shot falls short.
Carlin. Oh, I thought I was going to see that.
PJC again just working his way deep into the paint. Finds the man that the Taipans have no answer for. Up to 27 points, Sam Mennenga.
13 of 17 from the field. All 13 of those makes. Has he took anything outside of 2 feet?
A free throw. Galloway from the nail. We'll forget that one ever happened. Taipans 6 of 22 from 3. The break is 4 of 10.
If this lead isn't below 15 in the next 2 of 50, I think Cairns ready to call it a night. This game could blow out right now, but we'll see. A few subs been made by Pettery, so we'll see what this unit can do. Kyle Atman checks in for his first run.
Davison, nice pass to Lowe, who can't finish. Taipans with a chance to eat into the lead. McVeigh hasn't been able to find his rhythm in the final game of the year. Adnan will try his luck, cold, fresh off the bench.
I'm surprised more teams haven't double Jack all season. Just taking the ball out of his hands. Just Rob low. Just go Rob. Another 3-ball. Timeout 40.
The one thing about doubling Jack McVeigh is that he's a willing passer, and he's about 6'8". So it is a tougher proposition to double because he is able to see out of it, and he's such a willing passer.
Okay, you can be a willing passer all you want, but if I double you, that means you're not going to score 22 points, your average. Who's going to get the rest of those points?
That's a very fair point. You say, you're not going to beat us.
It won't
Find
be you.
someone else who will.
We've seen Jack go for 40 this season already. And if you let him play one-on-one, he's asking for trouble.
The throwdown coming up, certainly going to be a massive contest. Southeast Melbourne and Melbourne United. But the final game of the round, how about this? The Perth Wildcats against Bryce Cotton and the Adelaide 36ers. And you can play it down all you want. You can say, no, it's fine. The theatrics is there. Bryce Cotton hates the Perth Wildcats. And you know what else he hates? Not winning the MVP. So I tell you now, if we know anything about that man, and we know anything about Kendrick Davis, they're gunning for this award. They both want to win this award, and dare I say they don't want to tie it either.
Oh, man, there will be no tie. I will get up and be outraged if there is a tie. That is the softest, weakest move of all time.
You're going to pull a Kanye if they tie it. You're going to get up on stage and say, hey.
Nah, we can't have that. We have to have a winner. Simple as that. And the Perth, Adelaide, as long as Bryce with Adelaide in Perth, there's never going to be peace.
Tell you what, Bryce Cotton is going to be gunning. He wants to finish this season with a 50-piece and really stamp his name on that award. Fantastic final round, as it always is in the NBL. The parity within that top 6. A little more spaced out this year than previous years, but still, you can't pick it as Andrew Andrews goes through the paint.
Took advantage of took advantage of Rob Lowe on the switch. Hey!
Nice finish there.
That was a nice move off the top.
Cooper.
That was nice.
1-on-1, a rebound to go with it. As Cam Glidden said before, the Melbourne United and Dean Vickerman, who has some New Zealand roots, attempted to sign him as a development player and chose to stay here in New Zealand. McVeigh.
Double coming every time.
Here comes the double as the coaches are keyed into the commentary. Andrew Andrews too short on the three-point attempt. And Taylor Britt out to the races. Nice little flick pass from Davison. Can the young fella add one? A little short. A little over a minute to go in this third term. The Breakers with a real stranglehold on this contest. Stick around though, fourth quarter coming up. And the throwdown, Southeast Melbourne and Melbourne United. Adnan draws contact.
Just back on that MVP race.
Oh, I will talk about it for days. I am that enamored by it.
I just want to know who's your pick.
I'm Kendrick Davis at the moment. I think you need to go to the tiebreaker, and Kendrick Davis's performance against top 4 teams this year has been superior to Bryce Cotton's. I think I agree with Pete Hooley that you have to throw out the head-to-head because of the way that Adelaide defend versus the way that Sydney defend. But that is it. The tiebreaker is how you've done against the top 4 teams. But how about the Harlem Globetrotters? 100 years of thrills, 100 years of laughs, and 100 years of joy. They are coming to a city near you, June 20 to July 19. Scan that QR code, get yourself some tickets. Speaking of it, Bryce Cotton and Kendrick Davis put on the show. So do those guys with the Harlem Globetrotters.
It's quite an institution, the Globetrotters.
You don't stay in business 100 year running anything dodgy. 20-point margin. Is there a miracle on the cards, Damon, or are you in the New Zealand camp? As Kyle Adnan attempts to throw that somewhere in the vicinity of a Cairns player.
Yeah, I tipped New Zealand to start of the game. I can't see there's no reason why you jump off with a 20-point lead heading into the fourth quarter. Cairns might have put the cue in the rack. We'll see. I'm just here for a Carlton Davis and alley-oop some stage in that fourth quarter.
Got a good feeling there's a little bit of action to come in the fourth. Will we see Sam Mennenga? A nice finish by Taylor Britt.
Sam Mennenga sitting on 27 points. I said only Pettery can stop him from getting 30.
And you might be bang on as you usually are with your predictions. There was one during the week, including a Milton Doyle first team that raised the ire of NBL fans across the board. But the one thing I respect about you, Damon, is you stick steadfast in your opinions, no matter how wrong they are.
We will die on our heels.
Oh, another dominant quarter The margin out to 22 points. And the Cairns Taipans have a little bit of hope left as their season comes to a close. We'll find out. Fourth quarter coming up next. Welcome back. It is all the New Zealand Breakers. A quarter and one game left to play in their season, the second of which $400,000 on the line on Sunday, the Ignite Cup final. And right now they are tracking very, very nicely towards it. Sam Mennenga leads all scorers with 27 points, fresh off a 6-game injury streak. And I'll tell you what, Damon.
Tell me.
I don't want to be an Adelaide 36er coming up against him with money on the line. He's playing with nothing on the line, and look what he's doing to the Taipans. Cam, what's 40 got to say?
Yeah, fellas, a lot of head in hands from 40. I think the frustration of this game, but also the year and how much of a tough slog it's been for the boys is pretty evident, you know. And I saw him draw up a pretty nice play there, and I'm just looking going, are these guys going to execute it and bring him some happiness, or is there going to be a bit more head in hands? And they turn it over first play. And one Mennenga.
And I can imagine it's more head in hands based on that. Henry Competent may not be the one to stop Sam Mennenga from getting to 30, but that sore wrist at the free throw line
his
might
wrist
play a part as well.
Yeah, like 40. They've lost 23 times this season. There's an accumulative effect when you look. Oh, God, this is what is
Cairns
this?
Taipans are going to challenge the call.
This one.
And you don't want to go into the off-season with a challenge still in the holster. So I can understand Adam Ford just wanted to get it off early and
save it for something close.
It'll be interesting to see when we see this. Fordy's a high basketball IQ operator. If he didn't see the feet move, then you'd have to trust him. As we look at the Army replay shortly coming up, and from what I can see here on a side monitor, it certainly looked to be movement coming in from the side. So I would be surprised, Damon, if this one gets overturned. We'll let the fans see it now. And it's going to be here on the side on Rain Smith stepping in. And that angle probably doesn't do it justice. It's the baseline angle that you'll probably see in a moment that shows the movement. And the coach's challenge will be unsuccessful, as expertly
I would like
predicted.
to have seen Parker throw it off the backboard.
That would have been nice.
Sam missed his free throw, gives him up to 30 points.
I reckon they're saving that in the Ignite Cup bag. That's a Gold Coast move.
I'm subbing Sam out if he makes his free throw. I know you probably want to play some more, but you got another game. Give me your 30 pace. Come and sit down and let me get Jack Andrews some minutes or Max Darling some more minutes.
It's also, remember, it was a wrist injury, so you're still able to run. It's one of the worst injuries
There you go.
to have to do because you're still able to run. You don't even get a bit of time to sit down and rehab. And Petteri Koponen looks towards his bench. He'll be a happy man with this result, but plenty more on the line come Sunday. Whole Breakers team trying to get a piece of that ball, but illegally, according to the official.
There is McVeigh on the floor, but it's not Jack. It's Lloyd. Lloyd's getting some minutes, and 40's probably said, that'll do for you. That's the season done for you, Andrews. Jack McVeigh, thanks for your service.
And the Taipans head into this offseason. I know there'll be questions, you know, will Adam Ford be there? Will there be a new coach? But having the anchor of Jack McVeigh is something that the Taipans have not been afforded for a long time.
Jack, yeah.
Knowing that you've got a superstar returning, one of the best players in the league, a proper marquee, top-tier guy returning to your team.
Players will want to play with. That will help you recruit. I will give you that. I'm not getting Jack to pick the team, but having Jack on the team will help your recruiting big time.
The players on your 3-on-3 team tell me they walk all over you.
They wish.
Barker, well guarded there.
Coop ain't having it. Lucky tried to go shake and bake, and Coop was like, you got the wrong guy.
Takaya Cooper putting in some really strong minutes. First time we've seen him, and certainly looks to have a strong NBL career ahead of him.
And
Lopez.
After Kareem's in the association next season, will they get another next star? I hope another next star comes to New Zealand. That's up to Liam, obviously.
There's been some quality next stars that have come through the New Zealand program. It was Main Deng, who's played some solid minutes as well over in the NBA recently.
The young guard who was out here who played when LaMelo Ball was here.
RJ Hampton.
RJ Hampton, yep.
Liam Santa Maria is, I've called them junkets, but
Hugo Besson.
Hugo Besson. I've called them junkets, but I've been told that he does work non-stop when he gets overseas. So those trips aren't as fun as they seem when you got to be working from dusk till dawn to make sure you get these signatures. And what a fantastic job he does getting the likes of Kareem Lopez when there are so many options available for these young players to play. We're lucky we've got someone like that who's able to pry them into our league.
Okay, Coop.
Cooper with another bucket.
Okay. Showing why Petteri Koponen likes him.
Much needed bucket for the Taipans, but you'd imagine too little, too late. Even with 8 minutes remaining.
Yeah, now guys, the sting is well and truly out of the game. But
Cooper's just getting in his back, kisses it off the glass. Are we seeing the next generation of New Zealand breaker?
Coop putting a little mixtape together. Nice crossover, kiss off the glass.
Giving himself some real confidence heading into what I assume is an NBL season.
Is he on Cam's team?
Well, he might be if he keeps playing like this. Lee, nice up and under.
Parker still out there on the floor for some reason. Already with a double-double.
Nice scoop finish. Southeast Melbourne and Melbourne United do battle after this contest at John Cain Arena. So much on the line for both teams. Melbourne United, a win just changes the dynamic. Chris Anstey has labelled it a line in the sand game. And for Southeast Melbourne, well, they've been the dominant. They've been the big brother all season long. Can they continue it? One final blow.
A Melbourne United win and a Perth Wildcat loss could see 4 and 5 flip.
The double chance, a lot on the line.
Oh, Coop, you can't be turning down those shots.
Well, if you're going to turn it down, you give it to the man who's got 30 points. BJC, contested in the corner, off the iron.
The McVeigh brothers have combined for 6 points. 2 for Lloyd, 4 for Jack.
98-75. Lloyd McVeigh, we haven't seen too much of throughout his NBL career. Hopefully as time goes on. It'd be nice to see. I always love a brother pairing on court. Are there any NBL famous brothers? Of course, Jason and Darren Smith come to mind. In the modern era, we haven't seen
They play together. Yep,
too many.
There's the Magic together or the Titans. I wonder what is the most points scored in a
What'd
game
you say,
by brothers.
James?
Is that Cam Glidden trying to get in on our conversation?
Yeah, eavesdropping. Hey, Cam, we're doing MVP chat. We had it earlier. Phoenix is in Kendrick Davis camp. I'm in the Kendrick Davis camp. Who's your MVP of the season?
I think I got to go in the Bryce Cotton camp, boys. I played against him a lot more. That gives me a bit of a lean towards him. And, yeah, it's got to be Bryce Cotton for me, boys.
98-75, a strong lead for the New Zealand Breakers, who will be in action again for the Ignite Cup final. $400,000 on the line come Sunday, Feb 22nd, for those who work via the calendar. Damon, we're both in the Kendrick Davis camp.
Yep.
You mind asking the third member of our commentary team what he thinks?
Cam Glizzy. Cam Glidden, whose camp are you in? Who's your MVP of NBL 26?
Fellas, I got to go with Bryce, man. I had to guard him a bunch of times, and that was hell. I still have nightmares about it. Kendrick Davis having a remarkable year, and I think Sydney are going to win the ship, but I think Bryce Cotton deserves his 5th or 7th or whatever it is MVP.
6th, I believe it would be. A remarkable 6th MVP. Andrew Gaze, whom the trophy is named after, has 7. And Bryce Cotton's still got a lot of good basketball ahead of him. This will not be the last time that he's contending for an MVP. There's the reality that this guy, if he keeps playing the way he is and he sticks around the league, could be 8-9 by the time he's finished.
I don't think he's ever been outside the top 2 in MVP.
No, I would be shocked if he was. Andrews manages to keep it in bounds.
The McVeigh brothers are out there together. We had the Webster brothers playing in Perth. Teammates.
Webster brothers, the Galloway brothers, I don't believe have played together.
Never played together, the Galloway brothers.
It's going to be remarkable to see which way the Coach of the Year award is just as intriguing for me, whether you go Josh King or whether you go Brian Goorjian. I think I have to side, and it's hard because Brian Goorjian has done such a fantastic job with this Kings team. And he, and I also love Brian Goorjian, so there's that factor as well. But I think Josh King, he came into this year, so many people picked them so low, and they've exceeded expectation more so than what the Sydney Kings have. Now, Brian Goorjian's had to deal with injury as well, but there's so many, you can take it either way. There won't be any lucky losers.
I like how everybody's got their own reasoning and justifications. Everybody's got their own belief system on who should win it and why.
Well, there's still a bit of time left in the season to jump on the ladder predictor as well, so you can win your Dream Hoops Pro system. Scan that QR code, chuck your ladder predictor in there. Still a bit of time, as we said, still some shuffling to go. The Perth Wildcats win, Melbourne United win. Plenty of changes can be made.
Brisbane Bullets can pull off the upset of the century.
That would be remarkable. But crazier things have happened because, you know what the scariest thing in life is and the hardest thing to play against? You've heard me say this before. A man that doesn't fear death.
Yeah.
A nice pass there from Lopez. And dare I say, an even better finish from Davison.
Why is Sam Mennenga still on the floor? And Jack McVeigh, for that matter. Jack's patent stats. Jack's got to get into double figures. Has he had a game all season under double figures?
I think he might have in the early going. He might have sat on 9 or so when he was getting a lot of heavy attention and still adjusting to that role of the main man. Sam Mennenga, just a monster at this point.
Yeah, he slipped right out of that ball screen. Caught Admiral Schofield helping under the roll, and the roll that never happened.
And the Breakers, if Sam Mennenga hadn't have missed 6 games, there's more than a high probability that they were sitting in 6th spot over Tasmania.
I'm trying to tell you, man, this is like the what-if game. If it was a 5th,
we'd all be drunk.
It's just too many of those. I mean, that'll drive you crazy, what could have been. Amy replay saw Sam Mennenga bring up his 30-second point. That'll do, big fella. Save it for the Gold Coast. Save it for the Ignite Cup. Kareem Lopez checks out. Last time the Kiwi faithful get to see that man. Unless, of course, they watch the NBA draft and then they'll see him.
Davison has the mismatch down low. Plenty of time on the clock. Can't convert. McVeigh will come up with the board. Under 4 minutes remain. Stick around. Throwdown coming up. Southeast Melbourne and Melbourne United. Barker finds Statman.
Tell you, man, Coop is not having it. If you think you're going to have your way.
Nice finish there. And your man, Jack Andrew, of course, in the game.
Jack Andrew plays some big-time minutes, and Liam Judd's out there on the floor.
With the number 67, you don't see that too many times.
See it on my birth certificate. Get it out!
A 30-point lead for the Breakers. When we go into the Ignite Cup final, Damon, how much of the Adelaide 36ers, now of course when there's money on the line, you've got New Zealand, who that's their final game, nothing else matters. But for the Adelaide 36ers, and I'd probably say Bryce Cotton, who's earning over $1 million a year, what's an extra $16,000 in the bank to him? Probably not as big as other players on the floor. What's their attitude? Do they not have that little bit of edge that the Breakers will have? I reckon the difference in talent between the two teams will be evened up by that factor.
Well, a full roster, even though Isaiah Brockington, he probably won't play. But
that's a big loss.
That's a huge loss, but there's a lot of talent right there on the Breakers roster that I would dare say we saw what they did in Adelaide. That was a huge game for the 36ers. But I feel like when the cash is on the line, we're going to be watching everybody, just watching the body language and see guys might come out and try to play it cool at first. But when that game hits the fourth quarter, we're going to see a level of intensity that we probably haven't seen in a while.
I'll tell you what, it's going to be pretty evident to find out who's behind on rent, who's got car payments, who's got a wedding ring they're saving up for. Some of these guys will be out for blood.
It's found money. Money that was not in the schedule, scheduled payments.
I want to know if you get taxed on that as well. Because is it technically sort of like lottery winnings? But I believe lottery winnings is a game of luck, so I think the tax man might be getting his paws into it. You just hope they spend it on something.
Coop in transition.
Coop having himself a night. The future of the New Zealand Breakers on show in the latter stages of this game.
You see the way the bench reacts. They've obviously seen this in training. I'm all for Colin Davison doing some nice cherry picking these last 2 minutes. I'm all for it.
Alex McNaught action as well. The guys that we've seen cheering for the starters all year, and no slouches themselves. Davison throws it up, too ambitious, almost as if he was throwing it to himself. Gets it back, nice pass from Cooper. And Schofield will juggle it, probably out of bounds.
I dare say this is his first double-double in his NBL career. 15 points, 11 boards. He subs out.
See the cheers there from the New Zealand faithful. Alan Davison had himself a fantastic season.
He should get a couple of most improved votes to himself.
McNaught up top. Britt can't convert the mid-range. Galloway will pull it down. Adnam almost completed the rainbow of jerseys playing for most clubs in the league.
Kyle Adnam, he never played for the Perth Wildcats. Who hasn't he played for?
So he hasn't played for the Perth Wildcats.
So we've got both Melbourne teams. We've got the Hawks.
The Hawks, the Cairns Taipans, the Sydney Kings.
Adelaide hasn't seen Kyle Adnam's work, have they?
I believe in the early days.
All right,
maybe been a development player for Adelaide.
All right, give me a second. I'll get to the bottom of this.
Yeah, a lot of people can look at it different ways. Yeah, I think the fact that you've ended up on so many teams is a testament to who Kyle Adnam is. Playing the point guard position in Australian basketball when it's predominantly an import position it is tough to stay on rosters for too long.
He actually started with Adelaide in 2013.
Thought so.
Adelaide to the Hawks, Melbourne, Sydney, Phoenix, back to the Hawks and Cairns. He hasn't caught up with Matt Shanahan yet.
No. And an 8-second backcourt violation. A little over a minute left in the season for the Cairns Taipans. Hasn't gone the way they envisioned. Signing one of their biggest marquee signings ever in Jack McVeigh. Good news for them is he'll be back next year. And hopefully, just hopefully, we've said it for many years, they can remain injury-free. Nice cross back there from McNaught. Gets into the paint and one.
McNaught's on the scoreboard.
And the fans love it. One of the better characters in the league, Alex McNaught. And the fans and his teammates will love seeing that. I believe that is the lead singer of 660, a New Zealand band. Really good music coming out of New Zealand as well. There's a lot coming out of New Zealand. Yeah, there is a lot coming out of New Zealand. For such a small country, they punch well above their weight in the arts, in sport,
their DJ's won MVP.
Barker working, well guarded. Unfortunately, not the desired result. Stick around. United and Phoenix at John Cain Arena. Top 4 positions can still shuffle around. And Melbourne United with everything to play for in Southeast Melbourne. Looking ahead into their strong finals campaign with a great win against the crosstown rival. And we are getting ready to round it out. The New Zealand Breakers, they'll be in action again on Sunday in the Ignite Cup final. Sam Mennenga has been utterly dominant with 32 points scored, the first 8 points of the game. And that is all she wrote. Big win for the New Zealand Breakers. And Damon, we mentioned it before, it just makes you think, albeit it was the Cairns Taipans, there's not a lot to play for. If Sam Mennenga
Don't think about it.
was in this team for the last 6 games,
Who knows?
would they be playing finals basketball? You like to think that they would be, considering the injury slate that the Tasmania Jack Jumpers have had to deal with and their results since then.
Now that's it. That's NBL26 done for the Cairns Taipans. Next time we see them, it'll be in the Blitz in the preseason. Hopefully they have a good offseason. Some good recruits happening. Get some key signings. And you lick your wounds and you have your end-of-season function, your end-of-season road trip. Blow off some steam.
Well, there's ever a place to do it, it's Cairns.
Blow off some steam and then come back and give NBL27 a shake.
Cody Statman, you see there on screen, a strong second half of the year for him. We've labelled him as the Coach's Award. And the Breakers, still some good energy in their group, a little bit more basketball to play. Unfortunately, Isaiah Brockington and Ty Webster injured, remains to be seen. There's Alex McDort there, he says one more.
Pep talk. He needs the cash.
we found out who's behind on rent. And Admiral Schofield just saying, way to fight through. They've had a heap of adversity throughout the season, injuries, the most of which Sam Wardenberg, who was such a key, was All-Star 5 in Puerto Rico next to the likes of Danilo Gallinari. NBA credentialed names, JaVale McGee, I believe, was in that All-Star 5. He was set for a huge breakout year, and losing him really hurt the dynamic of this team. When you lose a stretch forward of the caliber of him. Let's go downstairs because Cam Glidden is with the Foot Locker player of the game, Sam Mennenga.
Yeah, Sam, 32 points, 9 rebounds, almost 80% from the field. That's a great game for anybody, but on return from injury game, you must feel great about that.
Yeah, it feels good. It feels good to be back. Body feels good, everything feels good, the vibe is good, everything's great.
Mate, Sunday, Ignite Cup, huge game, big money on the line. But also, these 36ers have got you at the end of the game a couple times this year. Bryce Cotton heroics. How much would it mean to beat these guys, not just for the money, but for bragging rights as we finally got these guys?
Yeah, I think it's not about the money for some of us. You know, we want the DPs to get it, we want those guys to get it, but it's for bragging rights. It's, you know, we owe them one and we're going out there to win that game.
Mate, you're going to be a hot commodity this offseason. Who knows where you'll be next year? NBA, Europe, back in the NBL. Do you have a message for these Breakers fans that came night in, night out and supported you this year? And also, you know, your youth years growing up here, and yeah, you got a message for those guys if this is the last time you're on the court with the Breakers?
Yeah, just grateful for their support. You know, it's not an easy season. It's ups and downs and everything like that. They just stuck by us, you know, and it's also about building basketball in New Zealand, building basketball in Auckland, and they've been great supporting us throughout the season.
Well said, mate. Good job, bro. Back to you, boys.
How is that? A little bit of investigative journalism.
I like it.
Not afraid to ask the tough questions. And for the keen-eared listeners, you notice how Cam said "we" a couple of times through that. You can take the man out of the jersey, but he's still a breaker.
He's a part of it. But that's a good question, though, because we don't know if Sam's going to be in a breaker uniform next season. But I'll tell you what, I'm going to throw, you got to open up the checkbook, man. You cannot mess around. You cannot be scrimping and scraping and trying to save a couple dollars. You need to open it up to keep him in town.
This is going to be the first real more help. This is going to be the first real test of ownership. You've got two players that are integral to success, and it's the man you see on screen right there, PJC and Sam Mennenga. But the issue is both of these players command incredibly high paychecks, and we do live in a league where there is a soft cap, so you cannot be throwing money around like it's nothing.
It's different if Sam Mennenga chooses to go overseas somewhere where the money is just can't be matched. But if he ends up in another NBL team, that's when there's problems for the Breakers brass to let that happen.
Certainly. Well, Damon, you try not to cry because this is the last time that Kareem Lopez will be interviewed in New Zealand.
Mi amigo.
Hey, Kareem, man, like, very surprised that you even played tonight. How'd the leg feel? How'd it feel out there running up and down? And are you happy to be back on court?
Of course. I mean, you know, love the game, love the Breakers. You know, it's my last home game, potentially ever. So just, you know, happy to come out here, enjoy with the guys. You know, this group I've been with 2 years. You know, a lot of memories. So really happy to be out here.
Mate, great answer. And my follow-up question was, like, you've been here for 2 years. What is the country of New Zealand? What is the organisation? What is the fans meant to you personally, and also for your development as a junior basketball player, but also just maturing as a person?
It means a lot. Like, not just as a player. Like, as a player, obviously, I grew a lot. I learned a lot from, you know, veterans, coaches. You know, style, you know, Kiwi basketball is, you know, it's amazing. But also the culture, and also, you know, the people always supported me since day one. So, you know, really grateful for my time here and just really blessed to have been a part of this.
Awesome, mate. Last question for you. It might be a tough one. You hear your name called in the draft. Where's your ideal spot to go? And if you're too scared to say, you can say everywhere would be a dream. You could take you could take that road. But if you could choose a team to go to where you think your talents are going to fit in the best, and you're not going to hurt anyone else's feelings, you can say it.
Nah, I'm gonna take the easy way. You know, I mean, honestly, but it's real. Like, honestly, wherever it would be like a dream come true. I've been waiting for this my whole life since I can remember. You know, so just being there and getting there, hearing my name will be a blessing, and I'll be so excited and grateful for the opportunity.
Awesome, man. It's been awesome to watch you. All the best with everything, man.
Oh, man, I had my heart in my mouth there. I was saying, Kareem, do not answer that question. I was almost about to cut it off myself, but hey, he's got a great head on his shoulders. He's going to have no trouble with these pre-draft interviews. The kid's a superstar on court. Over his 2-year tenure in the NBL, I don't think you could possibly speak higher of him both as a man and as a player.
Now we watched him grow. He's Lottery Lopez, and his future is only going to get even brighter and better. Can't wait to see him stroll across the stage and shake Adam Silver's hand. Yeah, but he played in the right spirit, man. I like his basketball values. He's just been a joy to watch.
And he didn't need to play. He didn't need to play in this game. We've seen a lot of guys shut it down because of the draft, but he's still out there playing, even with a little tiny, you know, sore calf or whatever it was, a bit of awareness, and he's going to be out there in the Ignite Cup final as well. That's a real test of what sort of teammate he is, because he's going to go on to make millions and millions of dollars.
Oh, yeah.
But he's going to be still out there fighting on Sunday, Feb 22nd, for the Ignite Cup final to make sure his teammates get a handful of cash on the way out. What about the Breakers? We see Dylan Boucher on screen at the moment. There's plenty of upside for them, but as Cam Glidden said, it's still going to be tough. To build a homegrown team, there's going to be a few tough years in there.
Yeah, Dylan Boucher's got his hands full. Just take a break first. Don't get started straight away. Let the season finish. Let it decompress before you get into the boardroom and start making tough calls.
We'll let them take a break, and we'll take a break ourselves here. We'll wrap the game up and preview a bit of Melbourne United and South East up next.
This program is brought to you by Hungry Jack's and Bunnings Warehouse.
New Zealand Breakers put on a show, especially that man you saw, Sam Mennenga. 32 points on the night in front of their home fans for the final time this season before they head to the Gold Coast to play for $400,000 in the Night Cup final. And you see Alex McNaught in the middle of the huddle saying one more as if they're heading to the championship.
It's all about the cash. Alex McNaught sitting over there going, hey, I've been training my butt off too, fellas. I wouldn't mind a couple extra traveling dollars myself.
Look at that, 115 to 84. It was a dominant effort. Look, it was 24 to 24 at quarter time. And from that point on, the Breakers just woke up and they broke the back of the Taipans.
Yeah, they came out. They wanted to give their fans one last little hurrah for the season at home, which was good for them. Sam Mennenga obviously missing games and coming back and playing. Just like he said, he's just so happy to have the ability. It's a privilege to be able to play. He's not going to sit this one out. Kareem Lopez gave us one more glimpse so we can, wait to see him shake Adam Silver's hand, and we can brag to all our friends that we used to call that guy's games, all his home games. So yeah, it was a good way for the Breakers to finish the season, regular season.
Let's have a look at the Mitsubishi Motors standings, because the game we just watched, no real impact on the ladder. Neither of these teams are going to be playing finals. The Breakers, though, boy, if Sam Mennenga didn't miss the final 6 games outside of that, dare I say, they would have been playing finals. But it's the Wildcats in Melbourne who have a real chance of flipping spots if the odds don't go their way.
Well, that's right. United obviously getting ready to throw down with the Phoenix in like 20 minutes' time. The Perth Wildcats are hosting the Adelaide 36ers. So if Adelaide come in there and get a dub and Melbourne United win, what happens the 4th and 5th? They'll both finish on 20 and 13. It'll come down to percentage points. That's why you play every single possession and finish that game off. So a lot more to still happen over the next 24, 48 hours.
That year was a couple of years ago when Melbourne United missed out on a single 2-point bucket.
Rashad Tucker, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, it can get that close.
You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Ray John Tucker.
Ray John, that was
There we
him.
go. We got
Yeah.
there eventually. Hey, what about a name that's much easier to pronounce? Cody Statman. We said during the broadcast who was going to win the Coaches Award at the end of season dinner, gala, whatever you want to call it, for the Taipans. And you really point towards this guy because he's bounced around at a couple of different locations, NBL 1, and he's really got his opportunity to step up towards the back end of this year. There was some real high hopes on this guy coming out of college, and he's still got time to live up to that, and he has on the back end of this season.
Cody was my preseason pick for most improved. When I saw him playing the blitz, I thought he's going to get a lot of opportunity. It didn't quite go that way. He had a couple of patchy games, but you can see all the skill levels. 6'8" guard that can shoot a three, can manufacture some offense. He's not a point guard, but he's a combo kind of a guard. Still a good athlete, still young.
Can you fix that, Damon?
We're with ESPN.
You put it up the
just
wrong
so
way.
you know. Yeah, so no, Cody Statman's future is still bright, man. And like hopefully he can stay right there with Adam Ford if he's back, and see how he goes for the rest of his career.
And there is more basketball to come at John Cain, Melbourne United and South East Melbourne. You were bang on with your prediction before, which was not exactly outside of the box. You said the New Zealand Breakers were going to beat the Cairns Taipans. Who do you think wins that one?
I'm going with Melbourne United in this one. Not because I think they're the better team, but I think they are playing for more. Right now, the Phoenix, they are who they are. Melbourne United are still trying to figure out and rediscover who they are. So I'm going to tip Melbourne United in this one.
Well, Kelsey, Derek and Andrew Gaze are sitting by, ready to call this game. It's said to be a cracker. The flames are going off in the background. Look at the atmosphere in this joint. Hey, we said it before at halftime. Line in the sand moment for Melbourne United. But how long have we been saying that for?
I feel like it's been a couple of months. We spoke about it off air as well. It was round 10 that they had the break and we thought they were going to turn it around, and we've been saying for a while that there was a moment that Melbourne United were going to turn it on.
Well,
you thought it was after that 3 wins.
I did. They went out to Perth, won that game. It was a tough battle. Then they went to New Zealand, Andrew, and in a game that they should have won if they wanted to prove themselves a series contender, they dropped it, and ever since then it's just been this slide of indifferent play.
Now, the thing is, they have been, just look at the results, they have been remarkably inconsistent, but in a lot of games they've lost. They've actually played quite well. They've just been come up short in those contests. They go through periods in the game where they just can't score. Offensively, they get some good looks, just can't put the ball in the bucket. That is not good in a game of basketball. Defensively as well, we've seen them from time to time just not have the same punch on the defensive end, particularly guarding the three-point line as we listen to the Australian national anthem.
Oh, you've got to be quiet. Oh, no, you've got to...
Hey, I know who's singing that national anthem.
Who is
that is Braith Cox, Mrs. Kim. Hey, Drewy.
Yeah.
We did the Southeast Melbourne Phoenix game. Their defense, is it really legit or is it smoke and mirrors? They give up a lot of points.
Good question.
No, I think it is legit, but it's legit in a different way. They pick up and extend the defense, and what they do is they understand what they're prepared to live with. They're in the lanes, which opens up a lot of the driving lanes. The help's not always coming, but they're prepared to sacrifice that because they lead the league in steals, and they know that they can generate some offense.
What if teams don't turn the ball over against them?
Well, that's an issue, of course, but so far they've had 32 games where it's been quite successful for them. So why would you... I think that in the playoffs, that intensity, they just refine a little bit in the half court.
Yep.
And they've shown me enough to say that the defense is real.
And why were we whispering as well? Damon was whispering. We're over here in the studio.
No, we're back now. We're back now in the studio.
Come on!
Hey, Derek, I want to put it to you because I put Gazy on the spot before. I've put Kelsey on the spot before. I want to ask you, and I'm not going to go down the MVP route. Coach of the Year, Brian Goorjian, Josh King. It's neck and neck. Which are you siding with?
Well, the Kings have won 16 out of their last 18 contests, right? They've won 10 in a row. I don't think Southeast Melbourne have done that this season. Kings are number one in the league in defense. I think they are currently the best team. I'm going with Brian Goorjian. And if anybody wanted to say Josh King, like Andrew Gaze, I can listen to his argument, but he would wholeheartedly be inaccurate.
No, Josh King is fantastic, and I agree with him. Brian Goorjian, because of the start of the season they had. And the way. But why in this conversation? Now, I don't think he'd win it, but why in this conversation does no one ever say Mike Wells? You look where Adelaide have been to where they are right now. They still could finish on top of the ladder.
Fair point, but I think the only thing that dings Coach Wells, is the lack of being in the top 4 defensively. We know that you got to win it by being in the top 4, but he's had a fantastic year.
Hey, we love it. We're going to have to let you guys go, but Gazy's well satiated. He's had a fantastic dinner. Derek's already in the argumentative mood, and Kelsey, you're doing what you do every week. You guys will be fantastic. We cannot wait to tune in.
Thank you, guys.
I'll tell you what, superstars at what they do. Melbourne United taking on Southeast Melbourne Phoenix. If Melbourne United win, all is forgiven. If Southeast win, well, I'll tell you what, Melbourne United better get used to being called little brother.